we talked about this the other day. You're the only one who can relate to this. You're the one who uniquely can relate to what I go through in making this show. And there was a period when I was watching this movie. There's a point where I went, "What am I doing? Why am I doing this? What do I have to say about this?" And
Yeah, yeah.
and the only reason, to be truthful, the only reason why I did this
That
was because we talked
that
about
happened this week.
that we the only reason I chose to do this is because we talked about the reunion special, and that's Hannah Montana the movie.
The world knows her as a superstar.
Don't forget it's your turn to do the dishes tonight.
I would so love these.
Sorry, I saw these first. Do you know who I am?
Well, I know you know who I am.
She is so in trouble.
But no one knows where she came from
Hello, New York!
until now.
Welcome to Tennessee.
Dad, come on, don't do this.
I think we might be done.
You're saying I can never be Hannah again?
Ask me in 2 weeks.
Now the girl who has it all is in for a big surprise.
Declap, declap. Hold still. Miley! Whoa!
Sweet niblets.
I may not know it. Where are we going?
To show you what you're missing.
I'm gonna remember most of
And look, I detest the word, and it's a dirty word around here. We don't like it. But the phrase guilty pleasure, I hate that phrase. I refuse to feel guilty about what I watch. But this is an
I refuse to
example
be. I refuse to feel guilty over something that brings me pleasure.
Well, I would say that, but there are things that give people pleasure that you should absolutely feel guilty about.
In terms of movies, Justin.
But in terms of
God
movies,
damn.
no, I don't believe you should feel guilty about enjoying a movie. As long as you recognize that this is the closest I will ever get to something being a guilty pleasure, because this is kind of a guilty pleasure. But I think you can enjoy a guilty pleasure as long as you recognize that you are not the target demographic. And I am not the target demographic. Now, that having been said, this show came out when I was on the sort of tail end of being the age of enjoying these shows. So, like, I think this show is funny. I think Hannah Montana is funny. I think Wizards of Waverly Place is funny. I think a lot of those shows are funny. I think they have solid zingers, solid one-liners, solid catchphrases that, I mean, we quote Hannah Montana show all the time. And I always thought that
I said good day, Daddy.
I said good day, did he?
A good day, Daddy. I thought that this movie was supposed to be the series finale. I thought it came out post season 3, and this movie was really successful, and that led them to make season 4. I was wrong. This actually came out. This actually came out after season 2 had come out, and so they were still gonna make season 3. So I do think that the ending, spoiler alert, it ends with the whole town, her hometown, finding out that she's Hannah Montana. I do think that the resolution of being like, put the wig back on, put that wig back, like there's a little girl who's like, we like Hannah Montana better, put the wig back on, bitch.
Your feelings and opinions matter way less to us than your fictional personas.
Right? We like
Put
her,
the wig back on.
Put that wig back on. And like there's funny because they give.
Who the fuck is Miley? Nobody
No,
cares.
nobody
Put the
gives
wig
a
on.
shit. Put that wig back on. The only what's weird is there's detail. If this was supposed to bridge between season 2 and 3, it's weird because part of the plot is Jackson is going to university in Alabama, but in the next 2 seasons he still lives at home. So I don't remember that being a plot point of him transferring or dropping out of college. I don't remember that being a plot point in the show. So I'm like, so I guess that's just something they're never going to reference again. Or both Miley and the dad have a love interest in this movie for some reason. Jackson,
yeah, but they're not going back to California. It's fine.
You
Justin.
better believe you're never going to see those characters on the show. But it ends with him and with Billy Ray and the woman kissing. the movie ends on that note as if they're a couple now, and you're like, yeah, you better believe you're never seeing her again. She's not coming back to California. Are you kidding me?
She's got a happy life here. You think she's going there? No,
right,
no.
right. And it's like, yeah, the Google called this a musical, and I was like, I guess suppose, yeah, they do sing in the movie, but so much of it is just like, you better love Miley Cyrus needle drops, because it is wall to wall Miley Cyrus needle
Well,
drops.
I mean, okay, but I'm gonna be that guy, Justin. Yeah, of course, the people that are supposed to be watching this movie want a Hannah Montana needle drop in their Hannah Montana movie, Miley Cyrus needle drop, whatever.
They're not Hannah Montana. The other thing is Taylor Swift randomly shows up in this movie that I didn't remember, but
She does?
yeah, randomly she does it. You know the bit where they're playing, it's the scene where they sing the Throwdown Hoedown.
Oh, okay.
There's a bit at the beginning where it's Billy Ray. He's playing a song that's off of one of his albums, and then the next person that comes up is Taylor Swift.
That's funny. I didn't remember that.
And the Wikipedia article was funny because Wikipedia described it as a Taylor Swift concert, and I was like, that's not what that is. I guess maybe she was famous by that point. I don't remember. I don't remember if she was famous at that point. I just thought it was funny. It's the kind of movie though where I don't, you know me. I don't like criticizing movies that aren't for me in terms of like plot, but the beginning of the movie involves a lot of the characters acting out of character for the sake of the movie. So like there's a lot of like the whole plot of this is Miley gets banished back to her hometown because she's prioritizing Hannah Montana stuff too much and acting like a diva. And Billy Ray gets tired of it and drags her back to Texas for her grandma's birthday. And it's like, that's just not how she acts on her show. And it's a lot of like, Billy Ray is acting unreasonable for conflict. Or she embarrasses Lily at her this big, weird, beach-wide birthday party that has like at least 30 or 40 guests that's taking up the whole beach. And like Rico has set up.
I mean, no, that's not why Lily is mad at her. She doesn't. She doesn't embarrass her. She upstages her at her own birthday.
Yeah, but which is just not something that Lily has ever really cared about. Like her prioritizing Hannah's stuff is not really a conflict on the show because Lily's usually there for the Hannah stuff as Lola. So like. It's just a lot of...
but also it's her birthday. Then, so like that's the one day that you're allowed to be upset that you're being upstaged.
It's just there to facilitate Miley having to go back home because immediately Lily shows up and is immediately forgiven her and the conflict is just irrelevant and gone. Like, yeah, I will say that there's a point at the end where it warmed my heart. I was like, I like this movie. I can't help it. It's fun. I laughed. I had a fun time. I'm not the guy.
We here at the Spur of the Moment show always enjoy a good movie version of blank show.
This is see, it's funny because the show the contemporary reviews were like, oh, it's just a bloated out episode of the show, and I'm like, but it's raising this movie does an episode of the show, but it raises the stakes in such a way that it is raised the stakes, but it also doesn't feel unbelievable. And also, some of the cinematography was all right. Like it looked like a more expensive version of but also that could be because
that's why I call it movie version of the show. So it's like the only difference between this and certain other ones which I'm about to mention are this one got a theatrical release. That's the only difference. Otherwise, in terms of scope and scale, it to me feels no different than the Wizards of Waverly Place movie or
it looks slightly more expensive.
That's where I say it got the film budget. Yeah. That's the only difference.
But
in terms of like scope and like upraising of stakes, or like the other one, the Sweet Life, for example, which felt like a fancier version of the show. It's just it got a theatrical release because it's Hannah Montana.
Well, yeah, but the difference between it doesn't do the thing where you watch it and you're like, this is not like the Wizards of Waverly Place and the Sweet Life movie and the Proud Family movie as well. They're all kind of guilty of like, if you were to watch the Proud Family movie, that's not what the show is. Like this doesn't do that. This is
I-
an accurate
I can't-
representation.
I can't speak for the Proud Family movie, but
You watched it for the show.
did I?
Yeah, it's the one with the clones.
Nah, I believe you, but I don't specifically
I
remember.
think that's for Disney Channel movies. Maybe. I just know you've watched it. Anyway, this doesn't. I will say it. There's cinematography in this. It does. Yeah, it does. It does do the funny bit of like, oh hey shit, we've got to navigate. This is a set, and now it needs to look like a real place because it's the movie version of kind of similar. I do see the comparison to the Wizards movie where it's like, oh, this is now a real sub shop with a real substation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
As
it
opposed
feels
to-
different.
It looks weird. Yeah, the show does. This movie does do that, but they go to another location. So
And the
that,
same way as the
to avoid
as
that,
the
as much as
the
possible.
same way as the Sweet Life movie, like it feels different when they're out and about. The cameras
Oh
feel
yeah,
different. It
that
feels
movie they're literally on a ship as opposed to being on a set. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
especially egregious for that. But I will say like this doesn't it doesn't raise the stakes to a weird like you're like this is not what the show is degree. Like where it's like Hannah Montana is not saving the world or like
no.
it doesn't raise the stakes to a level of unbelievability, which is nice.
Kind of, though the way that it does, that it does its version of that is the she takes the wig off.
I know.
That's the
Put
movie's
the wig
version.
back on, you stupid bitch.
But that's this movie's version of she's ending the world.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of. But to be fair, the idea is supposed to be that it's a hick nowhere does nothing town.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure,
and
but
to the show's
but you're
absolute credit,
but you're telling me that every single person in that trailer or in that town is not telling anybody.
I think it's the kind of
Anybody.
town that the only person to tell is the next person in town, and they already know.
Yeah, no, I
think that's the idea.
No,
To the show's
thing-
credit,
the
they
thing
do
is that
address it on the show.
a small town like that, especially, no, the younger people are moving away. They're moving to bigger
It's
cities.
not the impression that the movie gives, but
Sure, and I'm saying that's not believable.
I don't know. To be fair, yeah, the show does, to the show's credit, it does address it. It does be like, so nobody says anything. Like, no, nobody says anything. And I was like,
I just don't buy it.
I respect that, but like
That secret is out.
It's also the kind of movie where like it's an hour and a half and it's got like an hour's worth of story because there are multiple musical montages, multiple. Like,
Yeah, that's why it's called a musical.
no, but it's not like a musical number. It's just a musical montage. A montage of her doing another activity while Miley Cyrus does a needle drop over top of it. There's more than one. Or like the end of the movie, like you know how like on the show that she would sing the songs, but it would only be like a fraction of the song. The movie you could tell it's the movie version because she sings the entirety of The Climb, the entire song, front to back, and it goes on for a long time. And you're like, wow, this movie ran out of story like 20 minutes ago.
It's exactly what you expect a Hannah Montana movie to be.
Honestly, I would say it's probably better than you would expect it to be.
I just mean in terms of music and
Much
needle
like-
drops
much-
and it being all about promoting their iconic pop star Miley Cyrus's music.
Got to sell that album. Yeah, I would say it is impressive because it went to Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley. I think they produced it. Or Billy Ray Cyrus produced it. They basically supervised it. So like they knew that they wanted to send it to theaters. But much like the High School Musical 3, considering that those movies usually go straight to TV, the fact that Hannah Montana had enough juice and popularity that they could send that thing to theaters was impressive.
Yeah.
Also, my last I'm going to wrap up with my funny story about Hannah Montana, which is this is another one that I was at the theater when this came out, and we used to do. I saw a TikTok about this, where it was like, in order to prevent people talking, you should have people do theater checks. When I worked there, they did. And when I was doing one once, I walked up and looked up in the back corner, and there's a couple having sex in Hannah Montana.
Oh, that's not appropriate.
And I remember calling down to my manager at the time, being like, "Yeah, there's people. They're going at it,
Getting
Hannah
frisky."
Montana." And the GM at the time her mind was blown. She could not believe that anyone would do such a thing. Why would they do that at 10 o'clock at night in Hannah, Montana? And we had to be like, Cheryl, it's because nobody is watching Hannah Montana at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night. And there's nobody there.
Yeah. Yep.
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Also, apparently, Jordan, Haley has made pointed messages to me, pointing out the fact that she has put on the wig for the reunion special. So she might apparently allegedly she sang songs.
I'm still indifferent. I could still give two shits.
Allegedly, George, she sang. No, but I mean, I'm just saying. We said the very least put on the wig and sing some songs. So
yeah,
she did.
Okay.
She is allegedly doing the very least. So I guess credit.
I guess
credit.
So, okay, is that all you have to say about Hannah Montana?
That is all I have to say about Hannah Montana. Hey there, everybody. It's NCard Justin here, and yeah, this is sort of a guilty pleasure of mine, even though I detest the phrase guilty pleasure. But let me know down in the comments, what are some of your guilty pleasures that you enjoy? Let me know what you're thinking. Anyway, in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full episode that this is from, our Pick a Letter 2 D versus H episode, you click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all next time, everybody.